Hello and welcome to
Well,
M3 Live.
um,
I know you often do the intro, but we didn't
I'm
coordinate today,
sorry,
did
we
we?
didn't coordinate today. We did not. That's okay.
We're literally just jumping in on this afternoon of
I'm
September
gonna tell
29th,
you.
Monday.
I'm gonna tell you. 30 seconds ago, I was standing. I was on my porch getting. I was in the driveway getting out of the car. I'm gonna tell you. 30
Yes.
seconds ago, and I just am in from the streets. I went to the gym and everything. I'm having one of those days. That everything is late. I'm late. Um,
Same
uh,
here.
yeah, everything is late. I'm pissed. Everybody has. Let me go on a Peter Griffin rant. What grinds my gears? What grinds my gears today, friend? Everybody has their iPhone. You know what the expected date of my iPhone? October the 13th. He laughs from the belly because he has his.
Yeah. Trust me, I know.
Why?
The iPhone comes out on my birthday most times. So, like,
Well, I
I think,
ordered it literally 24 hours after you ordered yours.
yeah.
Literally 24 hours. Literally
Yeah.
24 hours.
But I was actually in the queue for like some of the first people to order. So
Right. I mean, me too. I got the email that, because they know I'm going to spend my money. So they was like, hey, man, we got this new thing for you. Because I don't know if you
but I
know
think
this.
you also ordered the most popular model too.
The
Which when I
512.
went back, yeah. So it turns out more than 50% of the iPhones that were sold were the model that you bought. So mine was a little bit larger, which people, the price a little more prohibitive, but it's interesting because they also said that the base iPhone is the most valuable phone they've had, even though, because they put some of the pro features into the
Well,
lower
that's
model.
what Swag got, and he loves it.
Yeah,
Loves it.
he
got
also
his
is not
phone
loving the
today.
smaller screen though. Like
nobody told him to do that, Swagalicious, but
but for the value, yeah, because they also have the high refresh screen. They got the selfie camera in there. They got the new chips, and yeah, I think the only things that they don't have are the newer cameras and the larger screen and all of that, like the venting.
I don't
But
know.
it's a really good phone for $800. The base model.
I am pleasantly surprised. Apple did not go up on the price.
Right.
That's always a good look. And listen,
yeah.
Before we get too far over our skis, today is Monday, September the 29th, year of our Lord 2025. And welcome to Monday shit. Monday.
Yeah.
Mondays, midday Mondays with Malcolm and Greg. Yes.
So, this originally was my podcast recording, which is on hiatus, but then it became like the news when we were leading up into the election. And now we're on hiatus from the news. However, we are going to talk about some current events.
We have news. We cannot let the people go. Although I make terrible fun of the news, even though there are some serious things going on in the news today.
Yeah.
I find it disturbing.
Yeah,
but you get what you ask for, and so here's the thing: like,
yeah,
are we upset because America gets what they ask for? You know what I mean? Like, I am not condoning violence. I'm not blaming one side or the other. I am. Well, let me take that lie back. Whoa. Come on. I might need that on my deathbed. Let me bring that back. I do blame one side.
Yeah.
But, so you think about what is happening and who is in power. So my whole thing is, is this whole who do you blame thing? Who is next up in the queue? So
yeah.
the one thing I'm talking about, there was a disturbing, very, very disturbing story that's going to top our news today. There was a mass shooting at a Mormon church Sunday. The shooting began at 10:54 a.m. with the shooter driving his truck into the church,
right.
Killing 4, injuring 8, then leading the police on a high-speed chase, which ended up in his death after about 8 minutes the local police shot and killed the assailant. The assailant being a white male, 40 years old, from the neighboring parish in Michigan. If I did not mention the church was in Michigan,
Okay.
yeah. So
When you said it was Mormon, I just assumed it was Utah, but yeah,
no,
it was in Michigan.
it was in Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Michigan. And and so, what I found different this time is that we didn't hear from Kashif Patel. Kashif did not make his preemptive, nor did Geraldine Denise Vance, the
Right.
vice president lady. She didn't make a statement either, because I guess they're now tired of being wrong, because they always know it's probably some left wing nut. Let me tell you something. For whatever reason, Republicans tend to be a little more unhinged and lean into violence that way. Hey, what's up, Top Daddy? What's going on, CC2? I don't know why, and well, I do know why, but we're going to talk about that on Malcolm's show on Wednesday. He'll get into the brain matter of it all, because
I do have some topics about politics today, but to me, honestly, I feel like the reason that they want to immediately blame it on liberals, I mean, for one, it's true that conservatives are just more likely to have access to guns and to be using guns, and also to fall into conspiracy theorizing, but they're also just trying to diffuse the conversation from access to guns, because the truth is there's a certain percentage of the population. It's just a known that certain people will be unhinged. It really doesn't matter what their politics are. Their beliefs may be just completely disorganized, which is like they could have radical beliefs on the right and radical beliefs on the left, because they're not thinking straight. Like they're thinking in all kinds of crazy ways that are just incompatible with logic. Right?
I'm not following.
No, what I'm saying is it doesn't really matter if they're on the left or the right. The problem is their access to guns, and the readily access to guns, and the political incompatibility of gun control with Republican politics. That's really the issue.
Why does it? I understand that, but so why is it inherently so much more prevalent on the right than the left? Why?
Because there's also on the right the Second Amendment gun nut. So let's put it this way. It's not necessarily that there are more unhinged people on the right. There's just more people on the right who have guns. Like they're just more likely to have them in their homes. They're more likely to kill themselves because they have them in their homes, which is actually the sad irony is all of us at some point in our life may have a dark night of the soul where we might want to kill ourselves. And if you have access to a gun, you're more likely to die. And so the truth is, like, a lot of these people, they don't go out and murder a bunch of people. They usually just kill themselves.
Right. Well, let me just say to you guys, if you are having a mental moment, please reach out to a family member, a professional. One of us will be more than happy to talk to you. It's not worth whatever, because it's very temporary, whatever you're feeling. So let's go with that said. Now, I don't know. I look at that totally. I try. Sadly, I only start watching the news on Monday mornings, maybe sometimes Sunday night, because I don't want my weekend ruined.
I haven't even started yet.
I don't want my weekend ruined by bullshit, because I have a couple of other stories that's going to not make your day. But it's one of those things that I don't know. And so the interesting thread that I'm pulling on it, and check me out Saturdays at 1 p.m. and Saturday Sit Down. The thread that I'm pulling on is the interesting thing of always wanting to blame black people. And I just I'm digging down into this. It is sinister on its face, but it's nefarious if you dig underneath. Hey, Sammy.
Hey.
So yeah, and it's one of those things that, excuse me, it's one of those things that you are I'm not shocked by it, but I'm always shocked by it. I know that sounds stupid, but it's just like
the
in this
braziness
case.
of it.
Well, in this case, like we did not report this story, or I did not. Well, I guess we didn't. Last week on a TSU campus, which is a historically black university or college, there were some white people came up said, "We just want to have a debate." No. So instead of these kids going ham and beating the shit out of these 3 or 4 white people, they got the marching band. They start playing their theme song, and about 1,000 students marched these people off of their campus with the fight song of the university playing. Interesting enough, you could hear the sheriff saying, "Why in the hell did you come here?"
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. So like, yeah. And the lady in Starbucks and
right.
her go having this hissy fit about. Now she was in there with other white people, and the girl didn't say Charlie Kirk's. Well, I'm sorry, the Unalive podcaster's name, and she just said the first name of the Unalive podcaster, and the woman, and then she makes this follow-up video, which I didn't pull anything about this. She says in this video, just because she's getting dragged, she got banned. Listen, you're having a bad day when you get banned from Starbucks. I would do anything in the world not to be banned from Starbucks. I would give you a grandchild if I could just, please do not ban me from Starbucks. So she's been banned. She's been called a liar, and so I don't know. I inherently see it different. I'm sure you're right, as you always are, but I see this, and especially with another story I got coming up. I just don't. I don't, and I know. I don't know. My educated mind tells me it's mental illness, but my rah go get 'em, fuck 'em mind says it is a cult. And that's probably part of a mental illness. But
it's kind of a spectrum, right? Like the level of disturbedness is not on or off, right? It's a dimmer switch, right? Like you can be a little bit off, or you can be way the fuck off,
Right.
And I think there can be ecosystems and echo chambers that push people off that ledge and do not flag people. Because one of the things I was saying about like mental health and awareness is like, even if you're not in therapy, if you don't have a doctor, the most healthy thing you can have are healthy relationships and people around you who love you and call you out on your bullshit and actually try to pull you back to sanity. Like that's how we kind of keep it. And so like, if you don't have that system, if all the people around you are also crazy and egging you on, you're actually like reverberating the crazy that's already in their head rather than putting them into it. Yeah,
that is very true. I had a great 5 or 10 minute conversation with one of our viewers about the Laura Loomer situation. And people like, well, what do you think? I was like, she's a fucking nut job. She has no job. I don't know how she pays for all that terrible plastic surgery she has. Well, because like she
looks like an 80-year-old woman.
Well,
so weird. She's only like 27. Like
I think she's 32.
I know she's young, but she's
young. She's super young. But
she looks like a 70 or 80-year-old woman trying to look 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so here's the other problem is. Right. So I saw this one. I have a video for Saturday. This wonderful video of this black woman saying, Laura Loomer is not mad at you. She's not mad at black people. She's mad at herself because she's not been placed. Mrs. Podcaster Erica was placed. She was beautiful. She's blonde.
Yeah.
She was placed in a position. Laura Loomer is not attractive enough to be placed. And she out here, she's single. She ran for Congress twice and lost. No, ain't nobody backing her up. Let me tell you something. When Keisha and Tykera catch her ass in the parking lot on a drunk night, Nobody gonna back up. She's gonna get her ass whooped. I'm not
Yeah.
condoning violence here at M3. We don't condone violence. But when you call black women ghetto black bitches, and I have to repeat this so you can understand.
Yeah, she's really
she's unhinged.
Yeah.
She's toxic.
Yeah, she is.
And she said this about a woman who is an attorney and was an assistant ADA, was an ADA in Texas, and won her seat several times and is going to win her seat again. And has a bright political future if this country stands.
Yeah,
I hate to say that part.
Right.
And then then she calls ALC fat. I don't know. I worry, but fret not, my pets. We are barreling towards November.
Yes.
There's an election in Virginia on November the 4th. Please register to vote. Early voting is going on in Virginia right now. Abigail Spanberger is whipping the pants off of, I don't even know this. She's a Caribbean black woman, but a Trump supporter, and she is making a Nazi salute. This bitch is off the chain. I told my sister, please turn the TV off. She was like, all day. This shit is all day. She's like, it is a drum beat. But she was like, the black woman is running out of money. So you'll see 14 Spanberger ads and one of hers. So let me tell you something. I don't know where President Obama got this from, but I don't know who did the quote originally. Malcolm, maybe you do. That the arc of the universe always been towards goodness, and I tell myself that daily.
Yeah,
I don't think you guys know the drudgery that we have to go through. We sift through bad fucking news all day, right? And we try to stay mentally healthy. And this is one I want to talk about too. We try to stay healthy. We try to stay sane. We try to stay in the know for you guys and well informed. But it's really crazy. You know what I'm saying? We have, I'm not gonna say we mental issues like that, but it's hard to read bad news all the time. And so I try to make satire of it and make fun of it. And, what is it? Kango's taco tits and shit like that, which is lovely, which is lovely.
That is lovely.
That does not stop where we are as a country. But what we have to realize, and what the reason that brought me back on the air, because I bet you took some time off. I just out of here. But what keeps me back on as if we cannot be complacent. We cannot allow this to stand. We cannot allow this to stand. We cannot be Jewed and tricked, because what it is, they want you to think that nothing matters and nothing's going to change. Right. But it all matters. Even the smallest thing matters. And so coming from Poopy Pants' White House, after they indicted, now, and I have to explain to people too, indicting someone indicting someone does not mean they are presumed guilty. This is still America, and they have no proof of him lying to Congress, by the way. So this is going to be something that they can put in felony here. So, Madam Vice President, two lady Vice Presidents, go figure. Madam Vice President J.D. Vance says, and there will be more to come. So, President Putin made the announcement that, there's no list, but the DOJ will be going after my political enemies. If that sounds familiar, it should, because it comes from banana republics. It comes from Putin. It comes from Erdogan. It comes from those, people. While yet and still over in Israel, Net and fuck is still fighting for his political life, and he will lose. He will lose. And so thank God they still have the forethought to get us. But please be make yourself aware. The last thing I need to discuss is the looming government shutdown. The 1st of October. Today's the 29th of September. And they are this motherfucker apart. If you're listening and can't see my hands, California, New York.
Yeah, I don't even think they've had a meeting about it yet.
They had one today.
They had one today? Okay.
They did. It didn't. It's
yeah.
So,
just to say they have one.
Yeah. So the thing I love is that the Democrats kind of grew some balls because Trump was like, well, I'm not gonna, because normally if the government shuts down, the people that work for the government get back pay. And so he's like, I'll just lay them all off. And the Democrats were like, fuck them, bitch, it's your government.
Yep.
And
he was trying to be threatening and see if they would back down. Yeah.
No, they didn't.
And I'm glad they didn't.
Full stop. They were just like, no, motherfucker. Wait, nobody cares. That's your watch.
Because this is literally the only official power Democrats have at this point. If you let this go, you're basically okaying pretty much all the shit that he's done thus far.
I wouldn't say that, but you're on to something, definitely. I don't. So here again, I blame you, America, for those 5% who dropped out of from last time, who just went off into the ether. I blame you. So if you're out there suffering and you didn't vote, kudos to you. Good job.
Yeah. That's actually kind of what I want to talk about next. But I'm first going to play a video of yours and then get into that. The people within our own coalition that didn't vote. But let me play this and then we'll talk about it.
Gavin Newsom is posting all the homicide rates in all these red states, and the Republicans are not happy about it. Texas' homicide rate is 140% higher than California. Oklahoma's homicide rate is 150% higher than California. Arkansas's homicide rate is 220% higher than California. Louisiana's homicide rate is 380% higher than California. South Carolina's homicide rate is 220% higher than California. Alaska's homicide rate is 170% higher than California. Missouri's homicide rate is 200% higher than California. Tennessee's homicide rate is 220% higher than California. Alabama's homicide rate is 290% higher than California. Mississippi's homicide rate is 380% higher than California. And you might be asking, why am I just calling off all these numbers in these states? Because Donald Trump is still choosing to send the National Guard to all these other cities and states that are Democratic instead of focusing on what's the real issue. I have looked up all these numbers, and what Gavin Newsom posted, it's all true. This is just showing hypocrisy in the Trump administration.
So I was shocked at 380% in Mississippi.
Yeah, Mississippi is the worst, actually. So,
dude, that means how many? It's 1,000 people live in the whole fucking state. I mean, murdering.
Well, the reason why is just the level of poverty in Mississippi is astounding. And so, I mean, a lot of times crime is about what opportunities you have. Yeah, what's there. I can't remember the capital of Mississippi, but it's
Jackson.
Yeah, I think it's one of the highest crime cities in the country, or the lowest poverty as well.
It's a black city.
Yeah, it is too. It's one of the blackest metropolitans in the.
Yeah, and it's home to HBCU, by the way. Shout out to Jackson State University. Yeah. So this caught my eye totally. And obviously brand flakes.
Yeah. So one of the reasons I wanted to bring it up and tie it into something else that I was discussing is about how many people in our politics can't get on board with our candidates, right? So obviously Gavin Newsom wants to be our next candidate, nominee for president. And people are not okay with that, especially people far to the left. And I cannot even wrap my head around why pro-Palestinian activists are still protesting Kamala on her book tour. Like, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And I don't know.
They're paid. I just think they're paid by. I don't think they.
But I mean, like what? Like by right-wing groups?
Yeah, I don't think that's real. It's no point. She has no. There is no point, and there is no point. I don't believe it. Go ahead, but I'm sorry, brother.
But either way, even without those protesters, I know of actual people who feel that way. I don't know if they would ever show up to those events, but they still, I don't know, blame Democrats more for some of the policies in Palestine than Republicans, and that just blows my mind. And then when you talk about Gavin Newsom as a candidate, they're just like, I don't like him. They kind of use the same language as they would around Hillary Clinton, which is like, they're not liberal enough for me or whatever. And
Oh,
I was going to also put up this meme. I thought it was kind of funny. If you didn't hear about the escalator at the UN.
yeah, I did. I saw one where they said, what they say? Now the Onion posted the story that he now travels with his own escalator. I'm like, gracious.
Yeah, what's so crazy is there was a commentator on Fox News. We were talking about the guy who said they should just euthanize homeless people. This guy said with a straight face that, you know, if they're going to endanger the president's life at the UN, we should bomb the UN. Not even recognizing that, you know, they're in a studio in New York. The fucking UN is in New York. What are you talking about? Like, how do you not know this? You know?
Yes, they do not. They I ran the clip before I really like the fact that because I'm running clips before the show actually starts for Impact.
Yeah.
And I ran this clip from Bob Woodward, and he said,
"Oh yeah, that was good."
He says, "The secret is Trump is an idiot," and that's. Let me tell you,
it's something. So true. I do love Bob Woodward too. He's so.
Well, I'm gonna just tell you that made my life. I slept better. I did. I just said because I like you. I always look for logic. You know, I always look for logic. But sometimes there is no logic. Sometimes it's a fucking idiot, and there is no master plan. He does not care to know what he does not know, and in turn he collects people that are craving for power, and they don't care. There's no consequence. They don't care about A or B that equals C. None of that stuff.
And those idiots. And that's kind of what I want to bring up. I'm going to play this video. I actually played it on Wednesday for swag, but I wanted us to talk about it. And it's really about this idea that Republicans have an advantage over Democrats naturally because we actually have morals or we care about morality in a way that I don't think Republicans do. At least
before you run that, let me just say, 6 months ago, I would agree. I think we're at a spaghetti junction where we would do anything for this to go away.
Right. That's true.
That's what I get.
And I think we're going to get closer to that as well. I just think we need to make it more explicit. And I think instead of for me, not focusing on the fuck around and find out on the other side, but on the fuck around and find out like the people who oppose or who are splitting up our own coalition. And I would say it like this.
Oh, I'll be more than happy to post several stories for you, bro.
Because I think there's a certain amount of things that we could learn. And I say this hesitantly. Things that we could learn about the way that Republicans play politics. And it's not about their policies.
No, it's not about their policies.
It's not about their policies. It's about their strategy. Right. Their strategy is
right.
Their strategy is about uniting their base.
Right. So you are absolutely correct. Yeah. If I had $1,000 on me right now, I would throw it at you because you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
But the thing with this is, and I'm sure the video talks about it, is we are not, when I say we, I mean Democrats and the people that lean liberal, are not at all cost people. I think
we're not.
Most right. It doesn't make sense. Now I think those Palestine people are just disruptors. I think there is always going to be a certain number of people in one's own party.
This is true. That would be like the I can't remember that dude's name. but yeah, the right has those people too. They do.
Yeah, the never Trumpers that are still Republicans. Yeah, I mean, like they
Or
are still Republicans, right?
I was thinking more of the straight up Nazis, but you know, they're like the
Oh
ones
yeah,
who
and he's not. What's his name? The guy that's he's still podcasting. Who Trump is not.
and
Right.
they're like the people who would actually protest a fucking Charlie Kirk event because he's too moderate.
We
Yeah.
ran a story about that to the church of blah 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 blah. Blah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So right before, go ahead and run the video.
Yeah. Let's run the video and then we'll talk about it and see.
For the past week or so, I've been having a really interesting conversation with a friend of mine that's ongoing about like how political radicalization works in this funnel that is set out to get people to a certain political conclusion, and the obstacles we've observed that seem unique to the left. I've talked about this in the past, but the majority of Americans are apolitical. I don't think people know how to like fully internalize that, but it is the truth. They are incentivized not to care. They are incentivized toward apathy and hyperindividualism. The more you understand that, the more you see why it's difficult to shift people toward the left politically if they are apolitical versus the right. The right is really good at a few things. What they really excel at is not asking people to stop being selfish. And this is a lesson the left needs to learn. This is a conversation I have a lot with various people across the left, and there is always a really sharp chasm because a lot of the left's public-facing politic is rooted in like moral claims and altruism, which are not actually very effective politically. And you can tell that to people and it just never clicks. But morals, they're too flimsy, they're too porous, they move with time, with like attention, with how your morals are perceived within a larger culture. And altruism, this selfish decision to help other people to their benefit, whether it helps you or not, is not effective when you are starting with people who are apolitical, apathetic, and hyper-individual. I'm of the belief that there is no right way to come into a politic. That oftentimes a lot of the wisdoms about getting your message heard and having it really received by people is lost because a lot of folks on the left are always scrambling to separate themselves from the right in their ethics and morals and ideology. Ultimately, we need a path of least resistance, and that path requires allowing people to come into a politic for very selfish, self-preservationist reasons. I say this all the time. I came for myself. I stayed for the people. You are not going to get people who started at, I don't care about anything but surviving today, to be like, I care about millions of people, billions of people across the globe. They don't go there like A to B. That's just not logical. There are some realms of organizing where this is abundantly clear. Like labor is the clearest example of this. You've ever tried to unionize a workplace, you will have people with like the stankiest politics and opinions of the world make a very huge 180 once the union efforts are successful, because they were allowed to be selfish. They were allowed to say, I want the union because I want better pay, because I want hazards pay, because I want better workers protection. These moral claims are fucking us up. And the right understands this because, again, they aren't like these simple-minded people have imagined them to be, who are just like natural born bigots. Like, no, there is strategy to this. There is communication that they are using. The entirety of their politic is capitalizing on people's fear that they are being exterminated. They are tapping into people's most selfish based self-preservationist desires, because yes, we are human, but we are also animals. So validating that people are trying to survive and things are making it harder to survive is the way to get them to more radical political positions. The foundation of the right's messaging is your way of life is being threatened. Your way of life is about to be annihilated. What are you willing to do to protect that and yours? It's effective because people want to protect themselves and their families. It is the most natural thing about us. And trying to root a politic in moral claims, and you have to think this because it's the right thing to think, as opposed to this is actually the easiest way for you and many other people to survive, is a problem. And it's one the left is not trying to address because, you know, the left has positioned itself as the moral and just side of a politic.
So one of the things I would say about her analysis is spot on, but it's something about liberals do not want to use that sort of attack of like, you know, Republicans are threatening your way of life. Republicans are a threat to you. They will use these sort of higher ideal language, like they're threatening democracy. They're threatening, you know, they're fascist or whatever. They'll use it like in this larger context of like the arc of history, for instance, like you were saying, rather than saying they are threatening your ability to buy groceries. They are threatening your wages. They are making it harder for you to actually receive services. They actually actively want to make government worse.
This is something that they come back and bite me in the ass. What I'm about to say, I'm going to say it anyway. And this is what's going to get Gavin Newsom elected president, because he has figured it out. That's why he's mirroring Trump and Trump's behavior. And so, because here it is, he's saying those very things. Yeah. He's like, no. They are threatening. No. Your family can't buy bread because of this. You know what I'm saying? And so, and he gave a teeny apology about the trans thing, right? Yeah. And then he said, they are trying to eliminate you. They don't want you here because you're brown. They're scared of you because you're black. You know what I mean?
And making it about you, not some ideals, but about your life, your ability, your survival. Yes.
Yeah, let me make yourself feel better. Go back and read some of the new stuff he's posting. It's fantastic. You will sleep better at night, trust me. Because I think, and the minority leader of the
Yeah,
House.
you're absolutely right, though.
figured
He
it
is
out.
learning the lesson. I just
Yeah.
feel like I hope that the Democratic coalition can go with him. You know?
Oh yeah, because you know who else learned it? The minority leader in the House.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, yummy mom, yummy daddy, yummy.
I do think his politics are good. You're right.
Yeah, and he said it, and he says it
Yeah.
all the time. He was like, "Listen, New York," because he always talks to his constituency. He doesn't make it national.
Right.
Look
Very
here,
personal.
Queens. Right. She's like, "Look here, Queens." You know what I mean? I mean, Queens as in the city.
Right.
But that too, right?
Right.
It's one of those things that
Yeah.
I think hopefully we're learning a lesson, and just by sheer pain, we get the lesson as a group.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so that's I hear what you say, and I tell people all the time, we don't get up here and preach the good sermon because listen, they are destroying, and I don't care. They are destroying a way of life. This country is built. Come hook or crook, we were built on a melting pot. Now, does it always work? It does not. But is there always this much divisiveness? It is not. We have, for 200-300 years found a way to live with each other through slavery, through Jim Crow. We have found a way to survive beside each other, and we have found a way to be Americans. I want to be able to wear the American flag again on my lapel without thinking I'm a Trump supporter.
But I want to talk about a little bit about wedge issues and how effective Republicans are at throwing them at us.
Because they lie. I mean, so is it? I mean, yeah,
they do lie, but sometimes I think it's about us. So I'll give you one that was really effective, and it seems really simple. The question: do you think America is a racist country? Very divisive because the answer is yes, and it's obviously yes. But you can't say that as a Democratic politician because the politics of just saying we're a racist country doesn't mesh, right? And you could easily say like, well, it's a racist country because our Constitution still puts me as 3/5 of a person, you know?
Yeah, without being colorized or re-voted on years and years.
Yeah, like the basis of our country was like,
and that's all I say to people when they say that to me. And I think people like AOC, the Maxwell Frost, those young cats, Jasmine Crockett, they are saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you there is hope. You know,
there is. No, I'm just saying. I just want to say where we have to go. I'm like planning the destination. I'm putting in the GPS where we got to go.
Yeah. Also, let me share with you that
the place we have to go is where we can just say this is a racist country and it not be controversial.
That's how Abigail Spamberger. Sorry, Representative Spamberger. That's how Abigail, because I can't say her last name without giggling.
That's funny.
Like a 10-year-old boy. That's how Abigail Spamberger is killing it in Virginia.
Yeah.
He says, no, they are not dog whistles. They are racist. And she, I saw something. She was on a campaign stop the other day, and she says, wow, a black woman is participating in racist things. Immigrant black, and the crowd went up into just fits of hysteria. Yeah. And I said, we may be looking, Abigail Spamberger may have the makings of at least a vice president. Of at least, I don't know if we ever have a female president in my lifetime, but
so there's another political wedge issue. The obvious one is about trans people, and I want to play this video. I talked about it, so I decided to bring it on about this trans man talking about the bathroom bill in Texas. So let me play it.
Well, Texas, you asked for it, you got it. I'm going to start using the women's restroom. Why? Because Governor Abbott signed a trans bathroom bill into law that gives me fines up to $125,000 if I do not use the restroom with the sex I was assigned at birth, which is female. I'm a transgender man. I live in Houston, Texas. Currently, and for the past over 20 years, I have used the men's restroom without any issues. But now, I'm expected here in Texas to use the women's restroom. Me. They want me in the women's restroom. And you're going to say with your transphobia that, oh my God, so what? You're a woman. I'm fine with you being in the women's restroom because I know that you're a woman. I know you got a coochie. But let me ask you this. Riddle me this. One, if I never told you that I was a trans man and you saw me walking down the street, you would just think that I was a cisgender man. So how do you intend on differentiating whether or not a cis man or a trans man who looks like me is in the restroom? Are you going to start checking genitals? This is about protecting women and protecting the children, right? So how are you going to be able to tell when a cis man is in the restroom or not? Because let's be clear here. These bathroom bills and all of these things are all because y'all are afraid of cis men, and you umbrella that and try to hide behind that by blaming trans women, when cis men are the ones that are out here assaulting y'all. Cis men like this man right here who are putting these bills into effect are the ones that y'all are actually afraid of. And you're so blind that you think that this is a win. But when niggas like me start going into the women's restroom and saying, hey, I'm a trans man, and they're not, I don't want to hear a motherfucking thing, because this is what you asked for. Have the day you deserve.
I mean, on period. That's it. New t-shirt alert. That's it, yo. That's it.
Yes.
I'm gonna start saying I'm a trans man. You can't listen. Bruh, who gonna tell me I'm lying?
Right.
I'm gonna go to fucking Texas and be like, hey girl.
That's a really good point. Like, who's gonna
go,
check me, boo?
What you gonna do? What you want me to do? And I'm gonna do it just to be a fucking identify as a trans man.
Yeah, that is crazy though. Fucking $100,000 fines for going into the wrong.
And so I am actually social media friends with him, and I followed him through his pregnancies and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's super great. He's super great, and he used to live in Baltimore, I believe. But I don't know. But I bet you he is like regretting his move to Texas. And all those people. I think about all those people who went through the great flight of moving to Dallas and Houston.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
That's a good point.
They never thought about
the politics.
Of it. And that's the thing about it too. It's like, hopefully in I say for our great state of Georgia here, hopefully we now understand the power that we have, because we have the number. We have the numbers. Hear me out, Georgia. We have the numbers. Let's just use them. That's it. That's it.
That's so true. Yeah. It is. That's it. Like, the fact is that if we weren't divided, if we weren't apathetic, like I said, they incentivize us to believe that politics is inherently divisive or not for us or whatever. And it's so saddening and so frustrating. But I feel like it is like one of those moments where within our circle of influence, getting everyone we know to care.
Yes.
That's basically all we can do. I mean, and I think that's where this idea with the news and putting myself on a budget with how much news I consume is, because I can't do much about all the horrible things I hear about. But
you know what, Malcolm? You know what? You know how because I have to make fun of it. Like, it's like that's my whole gig. So so it's hard. It's hard to hear. Right.
So one of the things I think about when I consume that news is to be informed for the people I interact with in person and who are within my circle, so that if they are misinformed, I can inform them that they're wrong.
Right. And that's what makes me feel better.
Yes, exactly. So that's why I care about it.
Right. So let's read some of these comments.
Okay.
We have the pages really up. Mr. Collins, hey guys, how are you? I got 9% on my phone. I'm going to speed it. watching y'all make it to work before it dies. We appreciate your
Yes, get a better.
no, we appreciate his
That's cool.
that he is dedicated to watching M3. Hey, sir. Welcome. Howdy for the UK. I know you laugh at all our politics because we're just idiots.
Yeah, I know, right?
He just going. I'm mad. This government about to shut down. I need my disability check. Fuck they beef. I wanted to be like Greg and be eating while I'm watching M3.
I think we all would like to be eating. Yes.
Listen. I ain't had time to eat that. I just came in here and sat down.
Yeah.
Like that in Alaska. Yes, they are. All them guns up there, they are shooting each other, baby. Sean Malone, what's up, friend? This is an excellent forum. Thank you guys for doing this. I'm enjoying it immensely. Thank you for joining us, sir. Appreciate you so much. Sammy, I'm surprised Hot Wheels Abbott is rolling around creating chaos. Texas, why haven't y'all rolling him into a corner and left him there? Sammy.
I love it. Yeah.
Sammy, I love you, brother. That's all I will say. Trump must have promised Abbott some new legs. What? You know, Sammy. Well, afternoon, bearded brethren. Good afternoon, sir. Sammy, you're most welcome. It's my first time hearing you guys, and it's very informative. I'm gonna I'm going to share your page with everyone. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, we have a week's worth of we have tons of shows. Malcolm is here just to trigger me because I haven't said that in this program.
Yeah, no.
So he keeps trying hard today. I'm not going for it. Well, let me see, what time is it? It is now 3:50 here in the East. I can hold on for another 12 minutes, baby. I got this. Go ahead.
Let me play another one that you sent me, and we'll talk about it.
Colonizers who came to America said they were Christians. The KKK said they were Christians. There have been mass shooters whose profile said they were Christians. There were insurrectionists on January 6th who flew Christian paraphernalia. They claimed to be Christians. There were, check this out, some of you know this, slave owners who claimed to be Christian. And what I want to say is I can no longer, as a pastor, as a human, and as someone who's given their life to the way of Jesus, I can no longer stand by as Christianity gets hijacked by a particular agenda that is not the way of Jesus. I cannot stand by as a Christian and watch Christ's name get hijacked to further justify hate, racism, bigotry, misogyny, and white supremacy. I believe the path of Jesus is the path of generosity, nonviolence, caring for the poor, the vulnerable, the oppressed, and the marginalized.
So I think I really enjoyed this because I feel like there needs to be a resurgence of the Christian left. Like there is this weird idea that to be Christian means you have to be Republican and that you have to have right-wing beliefs. But there are plenty of, I was explaining the idea that whenever you saw white people marching with Martin Luther King, it was mostly because they were religious of some sort or another.
And that's how they got us all together. Because
it was.
God. Yeah.
We got to remember, like, this was mostly religious people on the left side of the spectrum who spearheaded the civil rights movement, right? So, like, obviously, there's a long history of left-leaning Christian politics, but it doesn't exist anymore.
And I tell people, I always tell people that Dr. King was a registered Republican. Yeah. So politics change. But I gotta find this guy. I'm gonna go looking for him this afternoon because I wanted to sit down and have I want to know at what point did you break from what seems to be the pattern and the pattern, as they say in New Jersey, the pattern. What was the turning point for you? Chief Lau. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pull it up. I get so excited sometimes. Yeah, listen. So Malcolm, did that make you feel better? I try to find stuff to make you feel
Yeah,
better.
no,
You don't do that for me.
I got a jokey joke one for you.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, it's kind of in the same vein. Here we go.
Hey God, it's Satan. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I know you're, but hear me out. I just have a quick bone to pick with you. Okay, so I was on Earth the other day, which, by the way, I love what you've done with the place. Yeah, this is like Old Testament you. I'm obsessed. Okay. Well, hold on 1 second, please. Guys, I'm on the phone with God. Keep it down. Oh, sorry, the screaming. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, I was just noticing on my little stroll, some of your followers are racist. Yeah, and that's like my thing. We talked about this. Like that, how are they worshiping you and then can they pick a side? I know you didn't explicitly say Jesus isn't white in the Bible. I thought you should have, but anyway, can like Gabriel go down there and like fix this? Because I just want them to be like on my side if they're going to be racist. You know, I don't want them to get.
I saw that. I was like, oh, okay. I got kicks out of that. I tell you.
Yeah, that's cute.
It was so hilarious. Hold on. Og says, the screaming took me out. Guys, can you keep it down? Right. Oh no! Stop screaming in hell! Please keep it down. I love this. I love this. So so I am going to now. I'm going to go looking for this guy to have on my show, the pastor. Because how brave of him! Did you listen to the claps at the end? They were just a smattering. Now, out of all the video, I thought that was the funniest, and then nobody was like, "Yay, pastor! Our pastor's great." They were like,
"I know, right?" They were a little scared.
Yeah.
Well,
I have to find out where he is.
So let me play one that I would probably do on Wednesday. Like we usually do a lot of news and politics on Monday, but Wednesday night, I should probably put the placard up.
Please.
News people, which is kind of. On Wednesday night, I do a lot more relationship stuff. Now, I got a question or a situation that I really want you. I don't want to like bias you with it. I honestly just want to know what your take is.
I'm tired. Stop. Stop. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. They won't give me my damn phone. I just got in the house. Stop this. I'm just kidding.
I just want to know.
Go ahead. I'm just kidding.
Like your thought processes as to why this person is behaving the way that they are. I don't even think it's necessarily good or bad. It's just kind of something I don't understand. So let me see. Here we go.
So this might be my first ever post and delete video. I don't know how long this is going to stay on my page, but I'm having a memory and I think I'm processing it in real time. This probably is going to seem like nothing to a lot of people, but it was something to me. I was scrolling my FYP and I was watching this video of a woman who was talking about showering with her husband and how they do that every day, I guess. My original thought was, okay, that's what you're into. That's what you're into. A bit much for me, but that's me. And that's y'all, that's your marriage. But there was something about the fact that she came back and made a second video defending the first one. And her defense was that he does let her take showers on her own. Something about it struck me. It struck me because it brought up a memory and it made me wonder what the reason was behind it, as well as the emotions that I'm feeling behind it. But I was married for a very short period of time. And one of the things that my ex really enjoyed doing was every single day that I would go to take my shower, as soon as he heard me going upstairs and making the noises that let you know that I'm prepping for my shower, he would find a reason to come in there. And I should also preface this by saying that we had separate showers. We didn't have any children. We were living in this townhouse. We had all of this space. So he had his own bathroom. I had my own bathroom. Loved that. Highly recommend. But he still found a reason to be in there. You get married and you think, oh, this is just men. They want to see you. Or they don't think about boundaries in the same way that you do, or maybe it's just not a boundary for them, so they don't think about what it means to you. But that was my quiet time. That was my space. I like having a routine in the morning and at night. And my nighttime routine included my shower, whatever I was doing for skincare, and however I was prepping my hair for the next day, because at the time I was a loose natural, and he just didn't get it. So it got to the point where we started to kind of argue. Well, not even kind of, but we would have disagreements about it. We would talk about it. I would say that that was the time, my downtime that I really wanted, and he would say I should just be glad that he's that attracted to me, and who wouldn't want to see their wife and all of this stuff. And so it kind of plays with you. You're like, am I tripping, or is this just men in general, or what is it? Why is it so uncomfortable? But I realized that it had gotten to a point where even if I locked the door, because I don't know, I just didn't want him to come in that day, for whatever reason, he would still like do the butter knife. He would get the butter knife, stick it through the lock, and like open it up to the point where the lock didn't work anymore. And he was a handy person. He was able to fix those things, and he refused to fix that. And like, not in some big indignant way, but he just never got around to it. And he kept doing it. Sometimes it wouldn't be every day. Sometimes he would spare me if it was like my cycle or something like that. But you better believe at least 5 days out of the week, he was there. And he would laugh about how uncomfortable it would make me. I don't know why I forgot about that, or why I'm thinking about it today. Why do people do that? Why do men do that? Do all men do that? I don't know.
It's kind of weird. I've never heard of that before.
I don't know. You got.
Yeah, that's what she said. I don't know.
I don't know either. But she probably did right to get divorced. That's kind of Now, because we talked about this, we talk about this when it comes to phones and private stuff. Like, you have the right to a separate personhood in a relationship, right? And that's to me, that's one of the things. Like, go do your dude,
right? He picked the lock.
So let me tell you something.
She locked the door, and he,
right? So let me tell you a little story. Swag has that beautiful bathroom over there too, right? Don't tell nobody, because I don't want nobody to go. And it has everything. The shower's big, the chair is beautiful. It has a bidet. It smells like Downy in there. You know what I'm saying? The rugs are clean. Everything is beautiful. So I spent a great deal of time, even in my own bathroom. I just spent a lot of time. That's just prepping and getting showering and getting, I spend a lot of time. I turn music on. You know what I mean? I read. I listen to books. I'm sorry. So yeah. So I get it. Like, and I dated someone who, kind of walked in, but he didn't stay, and he didn't do it all the time. So it wasn't like that wasn't a problem in the relationship. You know what I mean?
Right.
But she had a problem.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering if that's like he also sort of guilt tripped her in a way that's like, you should be grateful that you have a husband who finds you attractive.
So I tend to agree with Ak here. Molly, you in danger, girl.
That's some psycho behavior.
Molly, right? Ak, that is kind of my take on that.
Yeah, like, girl, you dodged a bullet.
So we got John Jay in the building. Watches. I thought this was supposed to be a trickling one. Maybe he wants to make sure she's washing her coochie. No, I don't think so, JJ. I think he's just. You bought the coochie already, you married it, so keep still. Yeah. Sammy, ask him to come in there when you're taking a shit. Watch him, or better yet, make the sounds like he's going to get in the shower. And so he probably will be into it on nasty.
Now, the funny thing is, I don't fully disagree with John in the sense that, like, I made the point when it was someone I did not know very well, I would shower with them. And wash.
We're not talking about a date. We're talking about somebody.
I know. I'm just saying that's the only caveat. I'm trying to give John the benefit of the doubt.
What you got going on at your house? Like Silkwood? What the fuck is happening?
But it does make those sort of intimate things more palatable if you know they're clean.
Sammy, he broke into the bathroom door and he stripped the lock on purpose.
Right.
That's to answer your question there. Sammy says, ask him to come. Oh yeah. But so no, that was a no because he stripped the lock. John said he wanted to make sure he's watching all the corners of that box. Well, listen. I hope he knows the box was clean before he married it, and I hope he wouldn't dirty box. But listen, I don't. So you have a right to privacy,
especially if you just ask for it.
Like, can we talk about for a second? Like, you had a phone issue with someone you dated. Like, y'all.
So it was a thing where,
and we don't have to if you don't want to.
No, I said someone asked me for the passwords to my email and all that kind of stuff for their insecurities. And I thought it would make things better because they would often show up sometimes when I say I was going somewhere, they would show up to make sure I was there. Like they were
The place you were going.
exactly because they were so insecure. They had partners in the past who lied to them about a lot of stuff. And so he was like, I want the passwords. I don't think I'm going to check them, but I just feel like it would make me feel better. And so I was like, you know what? Free, I would say, and I told him straight up, like, don't go looking for something you don't want to find because you might. I said that as clearly as I could because that's how our minds work. If you go in looking for certain patterns, that's what you look. That's what you see. Like if you look into the sky and the clouds and you're looking for Snoopy, you're more likely to see Snoopy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, yeah. I didn't have any problem with it because I guess it was.
I was talking about the one with the phones mirrored each other.
Yeah, but it was the same idea. It was the
same person.
Yeah, because if you have someone's iCloud account, you can download their phone from their iCloud. That password gives you access to their entire backup of their phone. So that would include.
How did that make you feel?
Honestly didn't care. I know. There were other things I cared about, like the showing up out of nowhere was fucked up. I really did want to do whatever I could to try to make him feel more at ease because I knew I didn't have anything to hide,
My nasty ass would be like, I would just be putting shit on the phone just because. I mean, I'm petty. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I should also mention that it was a mutual exchange. He gave me access to his accounts as well.
But
I just didn't care about his account. So like, it was nothing for me in it for me.
Yeah, if you fucking dating the killer, you know what I mean? It's just like, so of course everybody has a lot to say about this. Hold on 1 second. I don't know where I stopped. Oh, okay. So John, he wanted the type to make sure she washing that cooch, but he ain't washing his ass because that's gay. I hate you.
They were showering together, but that would be funny though.
Yeah, John Jay says that's not my problem, Malcolm. You should not have to bear the burden of the past relationships. Yes, that was my take on that.
I mean,
I'm not doing all that. Nope. Sorry. Next. Right.
But this is the funny thing about relationships is that if you love someone, you want it to work. And so you will make unreasonable accommodations for people in their flaws. I mean, that's what we call grace, right? Like when you try and when it doesn't work, you move on. But that was me trying to give them some grace, basically. On that note, let me do something funny before we go.
Yeah, I mean, and then I just want you to know that just inherently you're a way better person than me because I would have been like, I would have been like, no, and I'm not doing it. And with her, I feel like to answer your question, she totally did the right thing. She totally, I think, that would have ballooned into something uncontrollable that she would not. You know what I mean? He would have started showing up at work because when I tried that real quick, it ended up as visitation to my job and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So go ahead. Let's
let's do this a little funny. I got some funny.
Damn. Where we going again? Okay. FHE. Who we be? I'm going left, right, then I'm going up. Left, right, then I'm going up. I'm going 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 left, right, then I'm going up. And watch me leave, while me work. While me leave, while me work. lean while me work. I'm so hot, they be pulling on my shirt. The way I walk back, they think that I'm a jerk. Homecoming next year, I'm in a verse. I said left, right, shit, I almost fell. I see you laughing over there, but you better not tell. Before I show you how I touch that, I call hell. I pull up at your mama house, ring the doorbell. Shaking leg, popping chest, taking no rest. Talk behind my back when you see me say it with your chest. Hands on my head, woo, when I play. Cowboy hat, cowboy boots, wow, wow, yeah. Rodeo, bitch, I got your home. Hit her one night, give her back, don't want no more. Stomping so hard, my bad, I might stomp your toe. My leg getting dead, trying to keep up.
So dumb.
What happened to the little white kids? That is dumb, Malcolm. I don't even know if I laughed at it. It was dumb. I did not laugh.
Sometimes it's just so dumb. You have to. Though.
I don't even know why. I got so many questions. You got anything else? I think I sent you a funny one.
Oh God. Okay, let me see.
I hope I did.
Let me see.
I'm Janice. I'm Holly. I'm Nora. And I'm Janice.
You know that always tickles me pink. Listen, guys, so we have reached that bewitching hour that, you know, so if you cannot get enough of us, there's tons of things to go back on YouTube and watch Melvin 2.
Yes.
Can't get enough of Malcolm, but you can catch him in the blogosphere at he does the M3 Badcast presented by himself and his tons of back episodes. So please tune in. And tomorrow night at the Bewitching Hour at 7 p.m., please join Swag as he does the Swag Sweep presented by M3. We'll find out if the straight's okay, what T'Challa's watching, and maybe some tech news if anything good has happened. Wednesday night.
Actually, I think there is some. This they call it Techtober or whatever, like right around now.
Yeah.
There are some new things. They had Sony's event this past weekend, and I can't remember. Is it Google? Google might have an event.
Google have an event, but
I think they're having
these commercials are getting shady. I know that.
Yeah, Google's going to have something. You know what's interesting? They're hinting that Google is going to actually combine Chrome and Android, which will be actually kind of revolutionary in the sense that you'll be able to run desktop apps on your phone, which is kind of crazy.
It's not going to work.
They already.
I'm just going to tell y'all that. Right, I'm going to tell y'all something. They
But
have
it's
the
interesting.
best ideas in the world. They do. They have the best ideas in the world. But tune in to Swag and tune in Malcolm Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
Thursdays are Thursday throwbacks right here until it's the regular time slot for Cream Video Digest, but until he gets back from being a superstar. And then Fridays we run episodes of Two Girls in a Pod, entertaining, with Cream Diggler's husband Shannon talking about everyday life, and it's really fantastic.
Yeah,
You can join me on Saturdays for the Saturday Sit Down, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I dazzle you as I make fun of President Poopy Pants, the orange.
You've been doing really good jobs. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love being.
That's hard work, man. I tell you, I appreciate you. And then Sunday, just for the blurred in you, join Thick Night and his Blurred Council, 5 p.m.
Yes.
Sundays, 5 p.m.
And I was going to say, Devon's been blowing up on social media with his what was it, Planet Thickness shirt. People did like that. I'd love to. Yeah,
I know. We need to get, and so we do have.
That was cool.
We will be launching soon www.mailmediamind.live.com, and we will hopefully I can get this T-shirt store together. Jesus Christ. So
there's a lot
let you know.
that we got going on. Yeah, become a patron if you enjoyed this. We have a book club I want to talk about. You know, I want more people to read with me because it's fun reading these books, but nobody reads anything anymore. So, but if you're looking for a book club, we have one. I'm reading The Trees this month, and also I'm going to be doing the Reformatory. I actually did upload that, but The Trees is a satirical comedy, but it's so weird that I felt guilty laughing, honestly.
Wow.
Because it's dark. It's dark humor. but it's really, really good. And sometimes you just need humor. Like when we talk about our history and the history of violence and white supremacy, it can be heavy. And so I love the fact that this book exists. There's a book that can look directly at the darkest parts of white supremacy and try to make fun of it. And it's good. It's really good. So we have a book club. Yeah. Go to patreon.com/MemoryOfMine. We got adult content. We also have just like a chat room.
Yeah,
you can meet other patrons.
You should have kind of led with that.
All that good stuff. So if you like those traps we put on social media, you can see them fully naked on Patreon.
Oh, wow. Yeah, good God. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Mondays with Malcolm and Greg, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or the best we can do. Okay. So, yay. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. See you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Bye-bye.